Hey guys and gals, welcome back to Friday Night with the Cuz. Hello Digger, hello, let's see, Joe Rader, how's it going? Digger Evans, John Tanzillo, Dwight Curley, Rick Bailey, Jerry Satteriel, Container Man 68, how's it going little brother? Nice to see you in here. The Carver, nice to see you buddy. Unfortunately, we're already having technical difficulties where my guest has no audio, so we're working on that as we are speaking right now. Anfield Road Layout in the Loft. How's it going, buddy? Jerry Satteriel. Nice to see you, buddy. Frank Neer. Nice to see you. Kevin's Trains. GLE. Nice to see you in here. Evans Rat Mountain N Scale Model Rail. You guys need to make these names shorter, man. I tell you. Too long. Trainiac Ben, how's it going, my friend? Nice to see you in here. Rob Butler, hello, how's it going? Nice to see you in here. You're new to this channel, to my live stream. Indian Head Wilmer, how's it going, buddy? Mark Piddle in the Marsh, how's it going, buddy? Nice to see you in here. Glad you guys stay up across the pond. I appreciate that very, very much. Well, I thought I was going to have a good show tonight, but due to technical difficulties, and you know what? Sparky and Heath are not even here yet. So I can't blame them. We thought it was my OBS, so I quit the OBS and just going straight through StreamYards right now. I'm not doing anything else. Z-Scale Ray, how's it going, buddy? Nice to see you in here. Mark E. Saunders, nice to see you in here. What do we got? 28 in here. All right, Kevin Brown, nice to see you, buddy. Charles Greason, how's it going, my friend? Nice to see you in here. Hey Heath, how's it going, buddy? I already said I can't blame you because you were not in here, but I am going to blame you now. We don't have audio on my guests. He's talking with somebody right now to see if he can get it straightened out. Let's see. We have months for two. It's not OBS, Roy. Why don't you get that out of your head? It's not OBS. I closed OBS and we still have the same problem, so it's not OBS, dude, okay? Going out with parents for dinner near Railroad Museum, Dallas, and well, have fun, buddy. That sounds like a real cool thing to do. I like it. New Fenris Railroad. How's it going, my friend? Nice to see you in here. All right. Well, unfortunately, I can't do any of my graphics because I'm not using OBS, so we're just going to get right into it. We're going to start out with shout outs. Oh, you know what? I can't even do that here now. God dang it. Dang it. All right, let me see if we can do this. Let's see. All right, we'll save that one. And what's this one? I'm sorry, guys, but I had this all set up in my OBS, but now I have to redo it. So sorry about that. That should work. All right. Oops, nope. Gotta fix that. There we go. All right, guys. So anyhow, I got to keep my eye down there. Jason, you can hear me, right? Did you get your mic working? All right, I'm going to bring my guest up just now to see if his microphone is actually working because I cannot hear him now. Anyhow, my guest for tonight is Jason, the Train Freak. So let's see if his microphone is working.
Hey everyone, can y'all hear me? I think it's on your end, Vinny.
So you're saying it's me? Oh, I'm getting a message from somebody. If it's not my speakers, I have my speakers on, right? Yeah, I do. Let me just check one. I can't do it right now anyhow.
Well, everybody's saying they can hear me just fine.
Oh, don't forget to check out. All right, guys. Well, Jason, I'm just going to put you back down in the basement for now. And we'll see if we can work something out here. John McKernan saying that it might be the way ahead. Everything looks good on Jason's end. If it's not your speakers, then it might be something in StreamYard. We can hear him. We can hear him fine. Really? Okay. So hang on a minute. Let me try something here. Speak, Jason.
Hi. Can you hear me now?
We got you now.
All right.
It was my fault, so I'm going to slap me. All right. Let me finish what I was going to do, and then I'll bring you back up, okay?
No, you're good. You're good. Take your time.
All right, buddy. All right, guys. Well, apparently it was my fault. I had the wrong speaker set up. Thank you, John McKernan. I appreciate your help on that. Let's see. So anyhow, we're going to go to this one guy here. Is a really great channel. And the reason why it's so great, it's an obsession. And let me see. Let me get the comments here. I don't think he's been here. Hello, Dwayne Fork and Spoon. Nice to see you in here. Lehigh River Subdivision. Ian, nice to see you. Ralph Greenwood. Awesome to see you guys in here. John Schoolkill. Nice to see you in here. All right, let's go. This person has a switching, he's switching the Interbay on Burlington Northern in HO Part 1. Now, he's modeling Washington State, so you guys might want to check him out. He's doing awesome obsession video with narration, and the time period is approximately 1973. And let me see if I can get that back up here. And the person I'm talking about now is Burr Stewart. Now, this man has 296 subscribers. You guys will really enjoy watching his layout, and looking at his layout. Sorry, guys, and watching his operations that he does. He narrates the whole thing, so it's really cool to watch. So I would appreciate if you guys check him out. Let's see if we can get him up by at least 10 subscribers tonight. All right. So the next one we got, and he has been a regular here, and I don't know if he's in here tonight. I have not seen him. But he also has an N-scale layout, and he's doing update number 28. He adds a graveyard to his layout, which is really cool. Add a graveyard, adds scenery to form blocking on. He wants to block some views, so he's adding some scenery to block some views. The person I am talking about now is Mr. Dave's Train. Oh, I thought I fixed that F at the end. Sorry about that. I'm having a bad night, guys. Anyhow, add scenery to form a block. Talks about adding more structures, and he also shows off his new locomotive that he's got. He's got 302 subscribers. Let's see if we can get him up by 10, guys. Come on. Make me proud and do that for me, please. I appreciate that. Let's see who else we got. Frank Neer, Ralph Greenwood, David Z to G. Nice to see you in here. Passing by you, Rusty. Nice to see you in here. Let's see. You saw that, right? It looks really cool. I like it. And he did a little ghost scene in there too, so you guys need to check him out. Okay. Now, unfortunately, again, I can't do all of this because I'm not using my OBS, but super chats from last week. Container Man 68, 3 times. Yes, I like that. Hastings BNSF N-Scale Modeler, Possum Bayou, Manny Fernandez, Sparky 107, JMHS, Weber Model Rebel, and Kevin Brown. Thank you, guys. I sincerely appreciate all that help you're giving me. Let's see. Is Lance in here? I see somebody said hello to Lance, but I don't see him. Kyle Stevens, nice to see you in here, buddy. Anyhow, thank you so much for all the super chats, people. I do appreciate it. Now, I had watched on Rodney's live stream last night. There was somebody who was doing a live stream on top of his, and I was kind of a little pissed off about that. And I told the person that, yeah, I can. Haha. Thank you, Roy. See, I told you I could see that. So I am going to give the weekly shows and their times so these persons know when to do their live streams. Steve Childress, how's it going, my friend? Nice to see you in here. All right, on Monday nights, we have Just Nate at 7 p.m. All the times I'm going to give you guys is Eastern Standard Time. Tom's Trains and Things follows directly after him at 8 p.m. Tuesdays, On Track Tuesday. It starts at 7, sometimes 7:30, depending on Tony if he gets off of work on time. Wednesday, we have Sparky 107 at 7 p.m. and Michael McCarville directly after him at 8 p.m. On Thursday, we have Hot Rod Rodney at 7 p.m. On Friday night, you have me at 8 p.m. On Saturday, is Back on Track at 10 a.m. in the a.m. You missed the first one. Thank you, Roy. Thank you, Lance. I didn't see you in the chat earlier, Lance. So I'm sorry if I didn't see you. So hello anyhow. Grandpa Rails, how's it going, my friend? Nice to see you in here. That's my other little brother. Let's see, where was I? On Sunday, we have Nora. He's usually around, I think, 7 on Sunday evenings. And then Sidetrack Sunday is on at 8 p.m. on Sundays. Okay, so speaking of Sidetrack Sunday, they are having a contest going on. And if you want to find out about it, you'll have to go to one of their channels, which is either Heath or Jason or Ray Bell. And I don't remember who the fourth person is. Grandpa Rails, how's it going, my friend? All right. Again, because of the situation that's been going on with me getting estimates and all that stuff, it really took up a lot of my time. Had no time to work on my layout or any of the builds that I have stashed that I need to do that I'll be working on. So I'm going to be doing a remix number 3. It's going to be 2 unit trains that you might want to watch. The video is about 35 to 37 minutes. And it's going to be a premiere video as always. Manny Fernandez, how's it going, buddy? And Manny, I know I have a couple of emails that I had not answered from you. I appreciate the emails, and I'll get to this soon. Trust me, I will. Don Hennessy, nice to see you in here. Oh, really? You got it so quick, huh? Wow, that's cool. Yes, you do owe me a video. You do. Don Hennessy is one of the winners of the anniversary cars. Now, I mentioned in my reminder video today that I'm going to take my shout outs a little bit different. I'm going to do a little twist to them. Instead of me just announcing the names, what I want to do is actually have the person that I'm going to do a shout out for in my live stream. Then we could talk to the guy, find out what he's doing with his layout, and then you guys could all subscribe to him. So if you guys want to be involved with any of that, you need to give me an email to bnsf6951@outlook.com. Now, the requirements are you need to have a camera and you need to have a microphone, and you should be able to have internet access to doing a live stream. And I'm hoping that works out. So with all that being said, we put this book away and we will get this book. And I guess now we'll bring up my guest. Say hello to Jason, everybody.
How's it going, everyone?
How's it going, Jason?
That's going good.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that thing. You know, I have 3 different settings for my speakers. I have one for the computer and then 2 for the one that's on top of my speaker, and I just had the wrong one set.
Hey, you're good. You're good. Man, I was freaking out because, I mean, this is a fairly new microphone, so I only had it for like 2 months.
And the thing is, I know it works because you do your live streams and stuff and you contests and all that kind of stuff, so I know it was working.
Yeah.
Oh, well. All right. So anyhow, you're going to be in the hot seat for a little bit. I have a few questions for you.
Sure, let's go.
All right. So we'll start off with the first one. How and when did you get into model railroading?
Oh, man, that's a good question. As a kid, I would say probably 8, 9, 10. My parents got me a model train set. It was an old Bachmann Santa Fe, just a mixed freight train set for Christmas one year. And I wish I still had that set, but I have we can't find it anywhere.
Like me, I can't find mine either.
Yeah. But it was like a F unit, war bonnet, had like 2 or 3 freight cars and then a caboose. So that, I guess that would be my initial, entry into the hobby, but really I didn't have a layout. We just put it together on, the carpet floor and just watch it go in circles. That was pretty much it. And then my dad did go back and buy like a few extra cars because I did make the comment, I wish it was longer. I wish it was longer. Growing up in a big railroad town, you didn't really see a lot of short trains. So, other than that, I would say I got back into it like 2008, 2009, just starting off with like a, 4x8, sheet of plywood, make a, 2 HO loops out of it and grew from there.
So you always been into HO?
Always been into HO.
All right. Too bad.
Hey, let me tell you, the STS car that I just decaled, that is the very first time I've ever worked with anything in scale, on that level. And man, that was fun.
Yeah, actually, people say to me, how do you do it? But after a while, you do get used to looking at it.
Well, I had to use a magnifying glass. I've got
as much as I do it, I still have to wear my Optivision glasses just to see what I'm doing.
Well, I've got one of those, it's like $20 at Hobby Lobby, but it sits on the desk. It's got a little LED light underneath the lens.
Right.
So I had that sitting down and then the locomotive on the foam cradle up under it. And the locomotive was maybe about that far from the magnifying lens. So trying to work on it under that magnifying glass was a little tedious, but it was fun.
All right. As we move along here, what came first, the layout or YouTube?
The layout.
By
far. Now, I have been not necessarily involved in the live streams for years on my personal YouTube channel name. I probably didn't really start getting involved until I decided that, a couple of guys at the hobby shop that I go to are like, dude, you need to get a YouTube channel. So that's about the time when I created that, I started getting involved in, live streams, just being a watcher, trying to learn.
Well, you must be reading my mind because that was going to be the next question I was going to ask you. When did you get involved with YouTube?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Who or what got you into live streaming?
It was something I mean, there wasn't really no one in, specific, but I mean, I just saw like everybody was having fun, being the live stream host and whatnot. And I was like, man, I would like to try that. I want to get my feet wet. And I did that a couple of times. And, I made a comment about wanting to, do something kind of similar like what Back on Track does. And, that's kind of how STS came to be in a way.
Right.
So I can't go into too specifics on that because of, these, that we're trying to give away. So, but after tomorrow night, midnight Eastern time, then yeah, I can give you the full specifics.
So we'll get off the subject right now a little bit. Can you give a little rundown of how the contest is going to work?
Yeah, sure. So Ray did each of us an intro, for our first expanded, Sidetrack Sunday live stream. So it's only the intro you got to watch that he did. Well, each intro, it's a little different by how Sidetrack got founded as far as like, us members coming into it.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say the first one he said, John contacted him and then John got Heath and then Heath got me. And then the next one, Heath contacted Ray and got me and John. And then I contacted Ray and got John and Heath. So we're all different in those 4 intros. Well, one of them is actually correct. Okay. And we decided to make a contest out of it and give away these, Sidetrack Sunday anniversary cars. And So really the only thing you got to do is there's a Google form. It should be linked on all of our pages with the video that we did to promote, the contest.
Mhm.
You go to the Google form. Of course, you have to put your email address in. You put in, your YouTube channel name. Then you got to choose which one is correct. And then, of course, do you want HO scale or N scale?
Right.
And from there, you can go in. From there, we're only going to select the ones that got it right. And next week, John, or actually, take that back. It's this Sunday. John, who's hosting Sidetrack Sunday at 8 o'clock Eastern on Sunday, is going to do some type of drawing just for those who got it right. So, and I will let you know, if you did put in an entry and you think that you might got it wrong, you can still go back and change it. Nope, there's my girls. So I got 2 Great Danes, and they're very alert.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. All right. So getting back on track here, what do you like about doing live streams?
I like the community. I mean, it's fun. I think, I got involved with a really good group because we're all crazy in a way.
Yeah.
So, he's the only one that tries to stay on track, but, he still gets sidetracked every once in a while. But, especially between me and Ray, we have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, Ray's a really funny guy to be around, and I was looking forward to meeting everybody. Last May when we were going out to Strasbourg, but unfortunately that didn't happen. So I'm hoping that next May it will be okay, and we can all go out there and have a good time. With the meet and greet that Sparky wants to put together, or is trying to put together.
So
are you
I've got it on my calendar?
Okay.
So I will be there.
All right.
For us, it's a 2-day drive. And, we have a camper, so we'll be taking that with us. We don't do hotels. It's kind of hard to do when you got 2 80, 90-pound dogs.
It's funny because I watched this TV show called Smithsonian channel, and they do a lot of different stuff on their channel. And some of the stuff they do is airline disasters.
Yeah.
And I've been watching that for a couple of months now. And I tell you the truth, I really don't want to fly out to Pennsylvania.
I flew, it was about this time last year, I flew to Salt Lake City for a business conference, from where I work at. So the flying doesn't really bother me, but I mean, just
it never bothered me either. It's just that, it's you watch all these shows and you say to yourself, and a lot of times when they do all their investigations, because that's basically what it's about. It's how they go about doing the investigation and find out what happened. Most of the time, 50% or more of the time, it's always pilot error.
Right.
By not following procedures and stuff like that. Just before I came on here tonight, I was watching one, and the airline itself, all of the pilots were just disregarding procedure. And that scares me, like, okay, is the guy who's going to be in the cockpit tonight, is he okay? Is he drunk? Is he tired? Stuff like that.
No, I get it. That's kind of like when we were flying back from Dallas, Fort Worth to Little Rock, because I'm right outside of Little Rock, Arkansas. And, the pilot was in his descent. Well, coming into the airport, and I guess they told him, hey, you're going to have to circle around. So, sometimes things like that happens. And it's, you're kind of like scratching your head. Okay, we're going down, but now we're going back up.
Yeah, really.
And then you get the really, really hard bank where you're almost like 90 degrees.
Yeah, and those are some of the ones that I watched. That they all of a sudden the air brakes would deploy for no reason and would turn the plane into a bank because it's got more drag on one side than the other side. And it's scary. Right. It really is. So I was talking to a couple of my buddies here, Grandpa Rails for one, that maybe we'll drive out. So we'll drive cross country from, John from California and then me from Arizona. John will meet me here in Arizona, and then we'll just continue on.
There you go.
But that was a thought that I had. I don't know. It'll probably take us about 4 days to get there and then 4 days to get back. I'm thinking if we do consistent driving, just sleep in the car as you're driving, whatever.
Oh, yeah. Y'all should be able to get there in at least 3 days, I would think, if you did it that way.
Yeah, if we did it that way, especially if we had like 3 drivers, and each of us drove like maybe 6 or 8 hours apiece, and then jump in the back seat and go to sleep, next driver, so on and so forth. Just switch it around.
Right. Now, the only other thing for y'all is y'all lose, 3 hours, due to the time zones?
Yeah. All right, let's get back on this here.
Sure.
Do you have, let's see, how long have you been doing the live streams?
Live streams, I think I did my first one probably in July. I'm thinking it's July. June, July, somewhere in there. I mean, I've only been, my YouTube channel was created back in May. So as far as this channel goes, I'm still, fairly new.
Right. Do you have a best live stream?
Oh, I don't know. That's a good one.
Actually, I think the best one I thought was good for you was when you did your contest with the bingo.
Yeah, maybe that one. I think that one went very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely say that one. I would say probably the worst one was probably one of the first ones because I was like, hey, I got it connected. What do I do now?
Stop answering the questions before I ask them.
Oh, sorry.
That was the next question. What was the worst? What was the worst live stream?
Yeah. So that would be, I did two test runs that might have only been 5-10 minutes long because I was just trying to figure it out, OBS and whatnot, until Ray pushed me on StreamYard. And so the first one, I was like, okay, I got StreamYard up. We're going. I'm not having issues. What do I do?
Let me say hello to a few people here.
Sure,
We got Drew Steele. How's it going, buddy? Nice to see you. And Ron Brights, CDP 1965. Charles, nice to see you in here. Let's see who else. I already said John. Highball and Harger. How's it going, Dale? Nice to see you in here, buddy. Let's see. All right. So, what would you tell someone that wanted to start doing a live stream?
Be prepared.
For technical difficulties?
Anything and everything.
Yeah.
Make sure you got some good content. If you want to be one of those like me, I like my viewers to let me know what kind of content that they want to see based on the kind of some ideas that I give them. Because I want to make sure that, my viewers are into what I'm doing.
Right.
Like me, I'm wanting to get into operations. I know enough about it, but if 90% of my viewers could care less about operations, well, I definitely don't need to be doing that on the live stream.
So, see, I for one like operations, and that's why when I saw this guy earlier, what was his name? Burr Stewart.
Yeah.
He does awesome, and he's using older locomotives. He's specific on his time period. He explains everything that he's doing. He shows you his yard. He puts numbers on in text on top of each track, telling you what track number it is. Blah 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 blah. Really, really good video. And I watched the second one of his. I forgot what the second one was, but I usually just watch one and then explain on that one. So again, if you guys want to check something out, you need to go check this guy's out. Let's see who else. I just saw someone here that wasn't here earlier. Dackman Productions. How's it going, my friend? Nice to see you in here. Are you a train man too? How's it going, Dave? Nice to see you in here. Marty M. Nice to see you in here. Let's see. All right, we got a couple more questions to go.
Sure.
How did you come up with your name? Now I know you changed your name once already.
So originally my name was SSW Train Freak 86 because I didn't know if, the Train Freak was already taken or not at that time. So SSW is the reporting march for the St. Louis Southwestern or Cotton Belt, which is the route I grew up on. I grew up in a huge Cotton Belt town. And so I wanted to kind of tie that with it, because I had a lot of family members work for the Cotton Belt, my grandfather being one of them. And then, 86, that's the year I was born. Okay. So I kind of did a little research and stuff, and I'm like, well, that kind of ties me, to one specific railroad. And I'm actually running, 3 railroads on my layout. So I was like, well, maybe I just need to go something more simple, something more catchy, and this was after I gained 100 subs. So I'm like, okay, I'm growing now. So I put it to the Train Freak, and I did see where there's other channels out there, but none of them were none of them were as big as I was at that point. So I was like, well, I'm going to take it and run with it.
Right. Hello, Jess. How's it going, buddy? Nice to see you in here. John 2618. Nice to see you in here. Let's see, Extreme Freak. We have. Let's see.
Hey.
John 2618 says you guys are the same age. Let's see. Okay. Would you do more than one show a week?
A live stream? No way. No way.
And why is that, my friend?
I mean, if I was to do something like what you do, where you do a live stream and then you do a premiere, yeah, I could possibly do that if I had enough time to get, something together to do a premiere. But I mean, with, a full-time job, now school's back in session and my kid is busy with Taekwondo and Cub Scouts and I'm a leader for the pack. I mean, a lot of my spare time, from back in the summer has went away. So I would consider doing that if I had more time, but two live streams. I'll stick to one a month.
I don't think I could do 2 live streams per se, but I might want to like what Sparky was doing on Sunday afternoon, just get together and just hang out with a bunch of people.
Yeah, something like that, like a hangout session.
Where you don't have to plan nothing, just go live and just, say hello to everybody, sit there and chit chat with everybody, blah, 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 and, so on and so forth. Okay, so that was that question.
Yeah, I would definitely do a hangout session.
That's all the questions I have for you right now. So if anybody has questions in the chat, go ahead and ask them. Hello,
I did see one. I think it was Lee, which is Anfield from the Loft
right.
Anfield Road layout in the Loft. He asked me, how big is my train layout?
Okay.
So it is 18 and a half long by 16 feet wide, and it's a U shape. And I'm actually going 3 levels. The bottom level comes out where the roundhouse is 48 inches or 4 feet. Then it narrows down to 36 inches. So that way, whoever's up in the middle of the layout is not, claustrophobic. Level 2 will be 30 inches and level 1 will only be 18 inches. Or level 3 will be 18 inches. Right now, I've got just the benchwork frame for level 2 built. I'm almost got the helix completed. I've got
really?
1.5.
I was going to ask you.
One loop to go. Loop to go. So
86, I was stationed in Little Rock Air Force Base. That's Dwayne Fork and Spoon.
Yep, and their C-130s fly over my house every single night.
Oh, really? I went to I visited a friend of mine, David Durbin, who lives in Arkansas, and he took me to Little Rock, and we went to the UP facility.
The Jinx Shop.
The Jinx Shop. And I was kind of surprised that they actually had a shop where you could buy stuff. It was upstairs in the engine house. I guess it was the engine house, I think it was. And that's where I got my UP hat.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Yeah. I forgot what town he lives in. He's an hour west of Little Rock.
Conway, maybe?
No, I can't remember the name of it. Dang it. And he's a real good friend of mine. We keep in touch every now and again. I'll think of it and I'll let you know, see if you remember it.
Sure.
And I remember as we were driving out there, we were in, what's the state west of Arkansas?
Oklahoma.
Okay. We were in Oklahoma and it was the middle of the night. It was like 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. And we're cruising. And I'm doing about 85 in a rented car. My girlfriend's sitting next to me. We're cruising along. And all of a sudden I look over in the medium and there's a car parked there, right? And I passed him and I tried to slow down, but it was too late. And all of a sudden I seen his lights come on and the top come on and pull me over. He was an SUV and he asked us what we were doing, where we were going, and so on and so forth. So he asked me separately. Then he asked her the same questions, But in the meanwhile, he said, would you step out and step into my vehicle? I never knew how much equipment is in a police vehicle. I mean,
I wouldn't know. It's lucky it wasn't a K9 unit.
So from his door all the way around to the center console was just one massive thing of computers and so on and so forth. And he was typing my name in there, see if I had any outstanding arrests and all that. while we're talking, I have one of my legs outside the door on the passenger side. As we're talking, here comes a train blowing his horn, do, 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 do. And I said, yeah, I said, that's what I'm into. I said, I'm into those trains. Now, I couldn't see it because between the road and where the tracks were, it was just a whole bunch of shrubs and greenery and trees.
Right.
And stuff like that. So I couldn't see anything. But he says, really, you're into trains? So we got into a conversation like that. And he just gave me a warning. He said, go ahead, get out of here.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool. All right. So if anybody's got questions for Jason, feel free to ask. Al's AJ and M Trains. How's it going, buddy? Nice to see you in here. Georgia Sunbelt. Anthony, nice to see you.
Let's see,
Atkins, that's it. Atkins. Is there a place called Atkins, Arkansas?
Yes, there is.
That's
it's right on the other side of Conway.
Yep, that's where I was because it just said it right here. Container Man, Atkins.
Yep, I know exactly where that's at. It's right on I-40.
Yep, exactly. In fact, he told me when you get off the freeway, he says, go under the freeway, go about 3 blocks and make a right turn, and that's where my house is. so it's pretty cool.
It looks like someone gave us a double question.
Oh, really?
Hey, Vinny and Jason, do you find it hard to keep up with videos while modeling, as in time you need to wait for filming?
Well, for me, if I'm going to do a recording, I just put the camera on the layout or wherever I'm going to be doing and turn the camera on and just do it. Try not to, then afterwards I do all the editing to get it. Now, unfortunately, like I said, for these past couple of weeks with all the stuff that's been going on with my house, I have not had the opportunity to actually do any work on my layout or any work on any models or anything like that. So that's why I'm going through all my videos and I'm doing these remixes of, trains running on my layout. There's a lot of guys who have not seen my layout, and they're pretty impressed on how big it is. Now, I don't think it's that big, but people think it is.
Hey, for N-Scale, that's huge.
Yeah. So, and you all know that I am putting a third level in my train in room number 2. I'm putting a third level. I never finished the route the way it's supposed to be. So the route it's a 195-mile route. It goes from Phoenix up to Williams, Arizona. Now, Williams, Arizona is where the Transcon is, and it's also where you can get the train to go to the Grand Canyon. So this third level that I'm doing now is going to complete that part of the layout.
Gotcha. Mine is totally fictional.
Yeah.
I mean, it's freelanced all the way around. The only thing that is prototype would be the stuff that's on the layout, the locomotives and the rolling stock.
Yes. Is there such as logging or some type of industry? This is from Possum Bayou, and I don't know who he's directing the question at.
Yes. So actually, there's a short line that I'm running on the layout as well. It was pretty predominant in the town that I went to college at, which is Monticello, Arkansas. There was a railroad called the Ashley, Drew, and Northern. It was a short line.
I know that. I used to have one of their boxcars.
Yep. Well, I've got boxcars. They've had cover hoppers, but most of the stuff that they did was logging. So they had a lot of flat cars with logs on it and wood chip hoppers as well. So I plan on putting in a humongous sawmill complex right there in the middle of, the helix that's coming out for level 2.
Uh-huh.
And there will be a separate staging yard for level 3 that I'm reserving just for the AD&N.
So apparently there's going to be some of these characters here that they are going to invade Yankee Dabbler tomorrow. Have you heard about that?
No, I haven't.
Who started? Oh, Jerry Sadarial started it. He wants to get a bunch of people, as many people as he can together, go have breakfast and go to Yankee Dabbler and hang out at Yankey Dabbler for whatever, spend some money.
It wouldn't surprise me if Ray Bobel or Heath shows up to that.
Well, Heath talked about it the other night. He said that if he doesn't have an automobile, I don't think, and he doesn't have. Thank you, Kevin. He says I believe what he said. He doesn't have a car or a motorcycle, so he would have to take all kinds of transportation to get there. So he's going to forego it this time. But maybe next time when there's something like that, he can meet up with somebody and they both can go, and that would be cool too.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. How's it train twins? I don't know who's train twins.
So one thing about those ADN boxcars, if you want to know since you run operations, they carry plywood. So,
and I do have a couple of boxcars that are related to lumber.
Mm-hmm.
Either finished products or products that can't be out in the weather that are in boxcars. So I do have a couple of those. Yeah.
Yep.
And I'm trying to find some of my. I have, as of about a month ago, I have 1,160 videos on YouTube. And I am trying to go through them all. I'm trying to find some of my operation videos because I don't want to just run trains around because you guys will get sick of watching trains run around. I want to do some of my ops videos, because I have 3 main places on my layout that operations could be done. And they are all prototypical places, like my 2 lumber yards are prototypical. The only thing that's not prototypical on my layout is my ethanol plant. Gotcha. That's the only thing that's not prototypical. And I'm kind of shying away a little bit from the prototype, just because I want some things in there that the prototype just doesn't have, But we'll see how it goes. Let's see. Main industry. Let's see. What is this? No, this one. The main industry on my layout is a paper mill.
There you go. So the town I grew up in had a humongous paper mill. It was International Paper.
So are you always from Arkansas?
Yes. So I grew up in Pine Bluff. It's 30, 45 minutes southeast of Little Rock. It was I guess you could say the major middle town on the Cotton Belt route.
Okay.
They had a humongous yard. At one point, they had a roundhouse, car shops, coach shops, where, instead of freight cars, it was the passenger cars that they worked on. Just huge facility. They actually built some of their steam locomotives there and some of their freight cars. And then, of course, they added a hump yard kind of a little bit farther up the line, which Union Pacific did away with in 2019.
You got a question from the Carver. Jason, what is your day job?
So I am a network administrator for a county library system. So I have 4 public libraries that I maintain.
Is your son the only child you have?
Yes.
Okay.
So
how old
is he? He's 9. And then I've got 2, they're about to be 2 years old, Great Danes.
Oh, those are your other kids, huh?
Those are my other kids.
And I bet you they cost more than your 9-year-old.
I beg to differ now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, these 2 Danes, they were rescues. They were starved at birth, so we got them out of an animal shelter. And the other thing we found out is with Great Danes, you're not supposed to get them fixed till 18 months. Well, the animal shelter had them fixed at 12 months, which stunted their growth. So both females, both starved at birth and getting fixed early. They're only like 80, 90 pounds apiece.
Oh, okay. So that's small for a Great Dane?
Yeah, that's small. For a female, they should be around 130 pounds.
Oh, okay. How's it going, Robert Flying Crow? Nice to see you in there. Hot Rod Rodney, nice to see you in here. SC Railroad and Videography, nice to see you in here. Any more questions for Jason? Come on, we got about 15 minutes more to kill here, guys. How long have you been married?
Somebody mentioned something about my favorite locomotive and favorite piece of rolling stock. Favorite locomotive would probably be my Cotton Belt Bicentennial unit. It's a SD 45T-2, 9389. I still plan on adding the marker lights and platform and step lights for it, but I would probably say that's one of my favorite locomotives. And then as far as my rolling stock, it's actually going to not really make sense, but I have a CMX cleaning car that it's like a tank car, and that would be my favorite piece of rolling stock because it makes my life a whole lot easier when it comes to cleaning my track. So, and it's the most expensive piece of rolling stock I've ever bought.
William at New Fenris Railroad wants to know, Jason, do you run steam on your layout?
So I've got 2 steam locomotives. I've got a 280 and it's a consolidation, and then I also have a 482 that has been decaled as Cotton Belt units. They're both Bachmann Spectrums, but they have but they're both Bachmans that are having some issues, and I'm trying to get parts for them, so they're not running right now. But yeah, I would love to run some steam on the layout for sure.
You know what turned me off on steam? I'll tell you what turned me off on steam. I had gotten a gift of a steam locomotive. It was a collaboration between my ex-girlfriend and a friend of mine. The girlfriend bought the locomotive. It was a Bachmann. I think it was a 484. I don't remember exactly.
Okay.
And the friend, his name is Shane. He did all the installation of the sounds and the light and all of that stuff. And I said, oh, cool, nice, you know. So one day I was by myself and I said, you know what, I'm going to run that steam locomotive and do some ops with it, you know. Steam is not normal on my layout.
Right.
You know, so I pull it out of the engine facility and it ran great all the way up to the front of the yard. I stopped backing into the yard. I picked up the first rack of cars. I pulled it out and started to back in again to pick up the second rake of cars, and it wouldn't go anymore. So I'm thinking, okay, I got dirty track. So I gave it a little 050 help, you know, I gave it a little push. It started to go again and then quit. So I'm looking at the conductor's side of the train now, so I don't see anything wrong, right?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Grandpa Rails. So I finally decided after a couple of minutes of keep pushing it back and forth with the 050, I decided to pull it off the track and take a look at it. So when I picked it up and I turned around, looked at the engineer's side, all the drive rods fell off.
Oh, no.
Yeah, all the drive rods. And what happened was the main screw that holds it all together broke inside the mechanism. And so we sent it back to Bachmann, and they told me that they could not fix it. They couldn't get the parts or anything.
Oh.
So that totally turned me off on steam locomotives.
And see, that's where I'm at with these two steamers that I have, and I really don't want to just sit them on the layout just to sit.
Yeah, exactly. And I have one that was given to me when I was doing the Wickenburg area, because at the depot, which is not a depot anymore now, it's the county offices or whatever. But anyhow, outside the depot, they have a steam engine sitting there as as a display. And one of my subscribers donated the steam locomotive for me, and that's the one that I have sitting in the Wickenburg area. So yeah, it was pretty cool. But I don't run it. It does run. I did try and run it when I first got it. I did try and run it. It doesn't have a decoder in it or anything like that. Let's see. How did you get the decoder installed? How you?
Yes, I have messed up a locomotive.
That's pretty hard to do in HO.
Well, typically my arch nemesis wasn't the motors, it was the lighting. So there's been many times that I forgot to put on a resistor, not knowing that it's a LED, or if it's like, some of the older Athearn Genesis would have the incandescent lamps.
Right.
And so I'd wire it up wrong to the decoder and fry out, that little light circuit. So yeah, I've done that many times.
That's the reason why I got a Kato UP4A4. Love mine. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe someday along the line, because the scene that I'm doing now, this upper level, like I told you earlier, I'm going to have a turnout that's going to believably go to the Grand Canyon. It's not going to go anywhere. It's just going to be a display, with the train going over the Transcon. And I could have a Jeep 38. I can have a steam locomotive. I can have the SGP 45. Is that old Santa Fe? I can have any one of those locomotives. I would really like to have another steam locomotive just to put on display up there, in the Grand Canyon colors.
Well, the steamers that I want a cab forward, because I mostly run Cotton Belt and SP. I want a 4449. I mean, I got to have one because I've got two daylight passenger sets and a Lark set too. But the other one I want, they only made in brass, and it's Westside Models. They classified as a SP or a Golden State 8 or a GS8, but those are actually Cotton Belt's 484 L1 Northerns that were built in the Pine Bluff shops, which one still currently sits there in the Arkansas Railroad Museum.
This question's for me, from David. Are you Train Man too? Hey Vinny, don't you have many Burlington Northern green logos? I only have two on my layout right now. One is a SD40, and the other is a SD60M, and they've both been repainted by my buddy Ryan, and they are actually numbered after the locomotives I see here in town, because they are using some of those here in town for switching at the yard. Let's see. I don't see any more thing. You see any more questions?
Let me scroll back up. They're talking about my red room.
Oh, I saw that earlier. Let's see.
I promise you, it's not solid red. This wall over here is solid black.
Oh,
I mean, look, you can see the corner. It's black.
Yeah.
So it's not solid red.
Yeah. BNSS 6599. Yeah, I have one. I do not have any CB and Q. I used to, and I'll tell you something. When I first started getting back into model railroading, I was doing Southern Pacific and Cotton Belt.
You can't go wrong with the Black Widows and the Daylights.
Oh, that was one of my favorite locomotives, the Black Widow. Yeah. But no, I do not have any SP on my layout at this point.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed in Bachmann. They did a newer run of the F7 units. And SP, they have 2 headlights on the front. Well, the model or the prototype that Bachmann made only had 1 headlight, so I converted them to cotton belts.
Okay. Do you see the question up there?
See, Heath, he fears the beard.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay. What is? Oh, here you go. What is your dream loco?
It would be that brass one that I really, really want. I've seen it on eBay for $300-400.
Ouch.
And then trying to convert it to DCC, that's going to be easier said than done.
Yeah, let's see. Fred Wild question. He's got a question. Where is your layout located? Garage, spare bedroom, loft, attic, shed?
It is in the garage. It is in the garage, and I finally got my AC unit back up and going, and now it's finally cooling off outside.
Cool. Yeah, really. Okay, let's see. What's this one? Manufacturing my emails. Okay, we don't need to see that. John Train BFGR. How involved is your son? My son is 9 years old. Couldn't spread enough time.
Hey, I like what a Mystic just said.
Oh. You got a question here from John Train BFGR.
So my son, he does not want to be involved in the construction phase, which I'm still there. But if I ask him, hey, come drive this train for me so I can videotape, like my last layout update that I did a new intro for it, which shows my maintenance away train coming into the yard. That was actually my son, Aaron, driving that train. So he loves driving them. He just don't want to be out there helping me build it.
You got this question, and you got another one coming up right after that.
Yes, cab Fords in the future. I definitely want some. At least one.
Does Amanda like the trains? I'm assuming that Amanda's your wife.
Yeah, Amanda's my wife. Nah, she could care less.
What's your number one tip for newbies?
Research. Research before you jump in. Make sure you know what you're doing. Not necessarily know what you're doing, but know what you're getting yourself involved before you jump into something. Otherwise, you're just going to get frustrated and jump right out. So definitely do a little bit of research before. They could care less too.
I tell you, you know what? If you and Why Are You Naked would make a good comedy team.
Him and Scott Eric Catalano too.
Where's the number one tip from newbies? Okay, we got that one. Research the hardest part, depending on the plan and time. Yep. All right, guys. Well, we did about an hour. Unfortunately, we had the first few minutes that were kind of screwed up because of me.
It's all good.
And if any of you guys, and I probably might have you back on here, Jason, in the future. Only because I want to do this. When I do these shout outs for these people, I want to actually do the interview with them and have everybody meet the person I'm doing the shout out for. And I think that'll help out grow their channels also. So if any of you guys are interested in that, all right, here's a question here.
Yes, I do. And I actually have it on the description on my videos, which I had one released earlier today. I did a mail call. So it should be on there. But it's paypal.me / the train freak.
So as I was saying that, if any of you guys are interested in doing this little crusade with me, email me at bnsf6951@outlook.com. No other email address, please, guys. You drove me crazy with the contest I did. Listen to directions, please. I am, and it'll be in the first come, first serve order. Whoever emails me first and they're interested and they do have a camera and they do have a microphone and they do have good internet service, I will be happy to do a shout out with you here on my show. And that will be in addition to Meet the Live Streamers. So this would be Meet the Modelers, basically, is what I would be calling it.
That'd be cool. Well, hopefully by the time you get me on here the next time, I'll have that data cable ran from a network closet all the way to the garage. So that way I've got good internet over there.
Oh, and so you'll be able to do your live streams out in the garage.
Mm-hmm.
See, it would cost me way too much money to redo my garage because I'd have to do insulation on 3 of the walls. Plus on up on top, and then I'd have to get an AC unit in there. And let me tell you something: when it's 115 degrees outside, it's 150 degrees in my garage.
Oh no, I get it, and it's the same way here, but with 100% humidity.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the only thing I have going for me is just not the humidity, but I don't care what you say. 115 degrees is hot no matter what.
Yeah, what we do is. In the summertime, it's no longer Arkansas. It's called Arkansana. So, and I know like Louisiana, parts of Texas and southern Mississippi is probably a lot worse than we are, but it's pretty miserable in the summertime.
I know. I lived in New York for 30 years, man. So you don't have to tell me about that. 95 is what we used to call it.
Mm-hmm.
95 degrees, 95%. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to call this good. If there's no more questions for Jason, bypass me. I'm always. Okay. Thank you, Roy. I didn't see my brother Sparky in here, unless he's lurking. But I didn't see Sparky in here at all tonight. Anyhow, we're going to call it good, guys. Jason, thank you so much for giving me your time to be here with me. Sorry about the beginning.
Oh, no, you're fine. I just want to remind everyone, about the Sidetrack Sunday contest. It ends tomorrow night in Eastern time.
Okay.
So for those who haven't had a chance to enter in it, go check my channel out. I've actually got a video showing not just that contest, but my 300 subscriber one as well.
All right.
So.
All right, guys. Well, I'm going to call it good. Jason, again, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me on here.
Good night to everyone. Have a safe week, and watch my video tomorrow. You're going to get to see 2 unit trains running on my layout. One is going to come down from Ash Fork to Phoenix, and one's going to go up from Phoenix to Ash Fork. And as soon as I get the 3rd level finished, they will be going all the way out to Williams. All right, guys. Talk to you later, guys. Bye for now. Take care, Jason.
Take care.